Hi everyone, how are you doing? Today is another Friday, and yesterday, I think not only you, even me and my wife is happy because yesterday, Dow Jones rised at more than 500 points, 540 points, something like that. So actually, our portfolio been much better than 1 or 2 weeks before, and just 2 days before, LV. Actually, it's very difficult for me to pronounce the French, right? It's called Louis Vuitton, right? Don't ask me to pronounce the rest. It's my limit already, right? So let me call it LV, right? It has a strong growth just 2 days before for the third quarter's financial report. It didn't list it in detail, just the revenue, and then it's also in detail, but not the net income and the cash and also the long debts. It's just the revenue and the revenue by category comparing to last year and 2019, right? So despite this is what I'm worried before, so I did not buy LV stock. Instead I bought Shopify, right? But it proved that I can't say I'm wrong, but I'm not very correct, because the strong growth of LV didn't be affected by China's economy, although we know that China's economy is declining, right? So this has another impact to me. The luxury items has its own market and has its own customers. It's not like the normal people like us. We're not rich, right? We're not rich people. Then its target is different from the normal market. That means the luxury market is different from us. Maybe China's economy is not as good as before, but those people, they still rich, right? Like the Harley Davidson, right? It's not the sales is not affected during the Lehman Brothers. So this gives me another way to think of the luxury brands, right? So we will examine the Q3 result. So you know that for LV, actually it already recovered from the pandemic already. It already recovered from the pandemic. And another one that we are going to discuss in Hong Kong's pay version is the L'Oreal. Well, it's also very difficult for me to pronounce L'Oreal, right? Consider the middle one is a V, right? So it's called L'Oreal, right? So don't ask me to pronounce the rest. This is my limit already, right? And you can see our Falcon portfolio been improved a lot, right? It improved to 88% already, just yesterday. And for any readers, then you have any problem or any subjects that you want me to discuss, then you can leave your message under the YouTube, or you can directly email to me by usstockmarketweekly@gmail.com. So this is our portfolio. Only Facebook still has a -1%, then others already improved a lot. So you can see that for this year, we only have 2.5 months, then we ended 2021. We have 19%, right? I hope that it can maintain till the end of this year, right? Because last week it's just 13 or 14, so it's back, right? So this is Louis Vuitton, low S, right? Low the S sound, Louis Vuitton, right? So this is the website pages. And then it still has a strong growth despite the decline of China economy, because this is not related. China's economy decline is just for the normal people. For the rich people, I think it's not affected. And then we know that LV, nearly all is for luxury brands, right? So this is Dow Jones, and yesterday you can see the Dow Jones actually is not changed a lot. You can see the peak at the right lower corner is 55,000. Now it's just 700 points that. This is Nasdaq, right? And the 1 year's high is 15 and 400, so just 600 points. So this time, the last 2 weeks decline of the U.S. stock market doesn't mean a lot to the index. So we introduce two news first before we go to LV. One of the news is Shopify. I bought this stock, but I'm not asking you to buy this stock because Shopify's share price has been raised for more than 10 times before. But I still think Shopify, this Canadian company, still a good stock, right? To me, I'm not asking you to buy, but to me, it's still a good stock, right? And it's been in partnership with Microsoft and Oracle and the cloud provider. Why this is so important? Because we know that Shopify is helping you to build your online shops. Once you build your online shops in Shopify, then you can operate it, do your business, right? And then you can pick up the pay, functions. Then you add to your stores, right? But the point is, it has to be quick and fast enough, right? It's related to the storage. First is the storage, size of the storage, and then second is the response speed, right? If you build a shop, but the response is very slow, and no one can go to your shop for 1 or 2 hours per day, then no one will choose Shopify. So actually, it is in cooperation with Oracle and Microsoft, which has the largest storage in the world. And then it always upgrades its speed of the shops, right? Responding, giving data, so and other, I don't know the others like Bright Pearl and Medica, I don't know this one, right? But that is a cloud provider. So this is very important for Shopify to increase its storage and the response time. So this is one of the news that I want to introduce to you. One is also the stock we have is for Tsm Taiwan Semiconductor. The third quarter's earnings still very good. Although the share price is not as high as the peak is 138 and now it's 112, right? It's because the shortage of the chips, right? So the investor think it may hinder the growth of the TSM, but it doesn't matter. You can still see that for the world's largest chip foundry, right? On just yesterday, and then the third quarter's earnings beat the expectation, so it's still good, right? When we have time, we will introduce that, right? But the second thing we want, TSM officially announced that it will build a plant in Japan. Why Japan? Why Japan? Not Korea, because Japan has also has its technology, right? But not as good as TSM in the foundry. And also, Quiet Office is for the cars, right? Quiet Office is for the cars, and what TSM means for the chips is the very high-end chip, not the low-end one, right? And this may be for the autopilot and also for the electrical vehicles. So if my memory serves me well, then it will start to have the production out at 2024. That means three years from now, right? So we're looking forward for that, right? Then we take a look on the LV's third quarter's financial report. So a lot of the brands, right? I just heard the name. Right? I just most of them I just heard the name, right? But I didn't have their products, like the Hermes, right? We know the Hermes, right? And then we know the Fendi, right? Fendi, and then Christian Dior, and DKNY, right? We know that I did garments for them, Donna Karan, New York, and then Hennis, right? I don't drink, so I don't know, right? And then a lot of the brands, right? A lot of brands, right? Fry, then Zenith, then with Burberry, right? Burberry, right? Burberry is for the sunglasses, right? So actually, I heard a lot of the brands, right? But I didn't own the products because they are very expensive, right? Not for my cars, right? So you can see LV's share price, right? Do not have a big drop, we can see. And then the peak is 168, and then now is 154. So nearly this kind of inflation, right? It just dropped at $14, right? $14 is just about 7%, right? So its share price is not dropped because of China's economy decline. It's because they are in different market. Luxury brands is different from normal people. And then you can see the PE ratio very low, 35 only. It has a small dividend, 1.32%, but forget about it, right? So let's see some revenue comparison. In this report, it doesn't provide the net income, right? But it doesn't matter, right? You know that they won't sell cheap to you, right? These figures show you the 2021 third quarter, and then compared to second quarter, compared to the first quarter. You can see nearly all items been increasing the income from first quarter to second and then to third quarter. Quite clearly, right? Quite clearly. Except for some, for wines, and then for forget about the perfumes, that nearly the same, right? Only one is for the wines and spirits. The first quarter, okay, and then second quarter drops, and then third quarter rise up again. Only this one. So you can see the total revenue per quarter, and then first quarter 13959. This is in euro, in million. And then second quarter 14 already, and then the third quarter 15. That means one quarter better than one quarter. That means the company sales recovering. One quarter, first quarter to second quarter, and then to third quarter, right? Nearly in all items, right? And then this one is to compare to, forget about 2020 because it has the pandemic and everything, compared to 2019, because in 2019 everything is beautiful, right? 2020 everything is poor, right? And 2021 everything recovering. So we can see when compared to 2019, right? Except for the perfumes and cosmetics and the selective retailing. And for the perfumes and cosmetics, forget about it. The decrease is just 1%, 3%. At the end of the day is minus 2%. Forget about it. And only one thing compared to 2019 drops a lot is the selective retailing. Selective retailing occupied about 17.6% of the total sales. And what is a selective retailing? That means the selling in special events, like in Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Christmas, New Year, special events. At those days, we call it selective retailing, like the Alibaba, right? So it still drops a lot, 23%. But you can see the first quarter dropped 30%, second quarter dropped 19%, and the third quarter dropped 19%. Maybe after the America and the other like Europe, like Australia, like Japan, like South Korea, they all reopen after the pandemic, then it will rise back again, right? I think so, right? But even it's like that, for the total revenue compared to 2019, first quarter, positive 8%, second quarter, positive 14%, third quarter, still positive 11%, right? It's still okay. So the last page is to compare different categories revenue in the first 9 months with 2019, right? So you can see wines and spirit increased at 10%. Fraction and leather, this is the killing one, right? This is the killing sales, increased at 38%. The fraction and leather goods, that means the apparels. That means apparel. This is amazing, right? Because the sales increased more than 38% than 2019, right? Perfumes and cosmetic dropped to 2%, forget about it, right? And watch and jewelry increased only 4%. And selective retailing dropped 23%. And this is occupied 17.6% of the total sales. So in an average, for the first 9 months, compared to 2021 with 2019, still increased 11%. Still good, right? Still very good, because 2019 is very good. So actually the LV sales already recovering from the pandemic, but not fully recover, because we know that the selective retailing is not only in America, not only in Europe, right? In Europe, not only in France, right? In France, in Europe, and then in America, in Australia, Japan, the whole world will buy from them. But because of the pandemic, they can't ship. I want to buy it, but cannot ship, right? Everything now is jammed, right? It's jammed, right? In Americas, they will do 24 hours per day and then 7 days per week to clear all the goods for the unloading. Everything jammed up because they just reopened, right? So this is, I think, the selective retailing drops because of the delivery. So if everything reopen in the fourth quarter and also in the early of 2022, then LV will still have more increase than that, right? So this is a good stock for you to consider to buy in and then hold this for a long time, right? Today we share up to here. Then if you like this video, then please give me a like and then share to your friends if you think they like it. And please help to press the subscribe button and then press the bell icon next to it. So whenever there is a new video uploaded, YouTube will inform you. Okay, today we share up to here, and then we hope everyone have a very peaceful weekend. So if you have any works and then any comments, you can leave under YouTube or you can directly email to me. Let us see next week. Bye bye.